Hey guys, it's Taylor here. Today I'm going to be talking about how to dye a lace front wig without dyeing the lace. Now, in the past some mistakes were made and I have ruined lace fronts by just dunking the whole thing in the dye pot. But lessons were learned, and after many hours of research I finally found a dyeing method that worked for me. I looked at the hairspray and Vaseline method where you're supposed to cover the lace to protect it. But I heard mixed feedback about this. Some people said that it's just not foolproof and there is a chance that it doesn't work and the Vaseline melts off and the lace still gets dyed. Some of the other methods I looked at were spraying the dye on with a spray bottle, dyeing the wig piece by piece with a cup, and even airbrushing the wig. Now, all of these can work, but it just wasn't really giving the results I was looking for, and it took long to achieve those results. So I settled on combining two methods for dyeing, using a synthetic dye for the majority of the wig and then dyeing the roots by hand with alcohol markers. This combination was what I found gave the most solid, uniform color, but it was also fairly quick to do and foolproof to protect the lace. So without further ado, let's get to the tutorial. To start the process, you need your wig you'll be dyeing. I'm using a white lace front ponytail wig. Make sure the wig is heat resistant as you'll be putting it in boiling water. I'm also dyeing 2 packs of white wefts to add to the wig later. The wig we're dyeing in this video is for a Jessie cosplay from Pokemon, so we're going to turn this white wig into a beautiful berry color. If you'd like to see how we styled this crazy wig as well, we have a step-by-step tutorial book for the entire cosplay at kinpatsukosplay.com. To dye the wig, you will need synthetic dye. I'm using rich Dyemore in pink, red, and purple to get the color I want. You will also need to get alcohol-based markers for the roots in a similar color. I'm using Copic markers. For the dyeing process, you will need to get a pot big enough to submerge your wig in, a spoon to move it around, a pair of waterproof or heat-resistant gloves to protect your hands, and old towels to help dry the wigs and prevent mess. Fill your pot with enough water for the wig, then put it on the stove and bring it to a boil. Once the water is hot, you can start to add your dye. The more dye you add, the stronger the color will be. Take a small cut-off piece from the wig and dip it into your pot to test the color. Hold the piece in the water. The longer it's submerged, the darker the color will be. If you're not happy with the color, you can either add more dye to make it stronger or more water to make it weaker. Once you get the color you want, you can move on to your final wig and wefts. I'm going to start by dyeing my wefts. If you're dyeing a normal wig without a lace front, this would be the same process. Take the hair and lower it into the dye. Move the hair around in the water gently with a spoon. Make sure your water is still simmering and hot or the dye will not take. Let the fibers sit in the water until you're happy with the color. You can then remove them from the pot and wash off the excess dye in a stainless steel sink. Now to dye the lace front wig. Take your wig and start to lower it into the pot with the ends first. Hold onto your lace and keep the roots of the wig and the lace away from the dye. You do not want to let the lace touch the dye at all or it will change the color and then the natural effect will be lost. Maintain about a 2 to 3 centimeter distance away from the lace and use a spoon to stir and move around the rest of the wig in the dye. Leave the wig in the water until you're happy with the color, then you can pull it out of the pot and wash off the excess dye again in the sink. Now the white wig has been dyed mostly the right color, and it should look like it has white ombre roots. After dyeing in boiling water, the fibers look very frizzy. You can dry off the wig with a hairdryer and smooth the fibers again with a straightener. To finish dyeing the lace front, you now need to draw onto the remaining white hair with alcohol markers like Sharpies or Copics. Separate the hair and start working on the inner layers first. Take your marker and carefully draw onto the white pieces of the hair. You can help spread the color and even it out with a Q-tip and rubbing alcohol. Continue to draw onto the wig fibers until that layer has been completely colored. Then you can separate the next layer of hair and repeat this process. When you get to the front of the lace, take extra care and make sure you don't draw onto the lace itself. Only draw onto the hair fibers. This process is still quite time-consuming, but it works really well and helps protect your lace. Once you finish coloring in the wig, rinse it under water to remove any excess ink, then you can blow dry it again. The alcohol markers shouldn't move or rub off during wear, but be careful when using hairspray or spirit gum. Any alcohol-based products can make the ink run and can remove it. Now your lace front is completely dyed and the lace itself is still pristine. You can now use your wig as is or turn it into a crazy styled updo like this. We really hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you found it helpful, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And if you want to keep seeing more tutorials and cosplay videos from us, please subscribe to our channel. Until next time, bye for now. Lace front by dunking. Oh, I'm gonna be talking about how to dye. Oh, about how to dye lace front by just dunking the whole thing in a pot of dye. Ah, again.
Why would you write dye pot?
A dye pot.
Who says dye pot?
I say dye pot. I'm not having a seat. I did it!